What's up, YouTube? This is Brother Lau coming at you all with yet another video, and today I'm going to be talking about reading versus having someone else tell you or try to teach you something. Now, keep in mind that I'm not saying go out and ignore whoever is your teacher, whoever is your mentor. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is you want to look at what anybody's teaching you in a critical manner or through an analytical perspective. And the best way to do that is to pick up a book and start reading the book and then assess what someone else is telling you through a lecture. Now, I'm going to use myself, for example. Yes, I love the concept of Egyptology, Egyptian spirituality, which is Kemeticism, and I read about it. But I don't just take some, even if I look up a lecture on YouTube or something about Kemeticism, I don't just take someone else's word for it. I read it, and then I go and I listen to what other people have to say about it. Now, especially in the Western world, the main religion that has political influence on most people is Christianity. Christianity is what most people in the Western world, especially in North America specifically, they subscribe to the ideas of Christianity. And I noticed, especially growing up, because I grew up with my mother being I'm not going to necessarily say the denomination of Christianity she was following, because there's also many different denominations. There's also many different denominations of Christianity. I'm just going to say that how they were studying, they were mostly, for the most part, studying in groups of people, right? Of course, they had different books branching off of different books, attempting to explain what they called the New Testament of the Holy Bible. The reason I say that studying in groups isn't necessarily the way to go, the reason why I say that is if you study in groups, people are going to formulate different opinions on the same book because everybody views things through a different perspective. So why should you go ahead and study in groups? Now, of course, this can become a problem because religion in nature, especially Christianity, can become cult-like. They can start just making stuff up. They can start cherry picking different stories and making up their own little interpretation behind what something it's best not to, especially if you're reading a book, like especially a book like the Bible, which is a really, really huge occult book. sorry about that. Which is a very big occult book, especially that you don't want to take everything literally, but some things is literally saying something when it says it in that book, and that's something I had to notice. I had to put away however I felt about who I was taught God to be, in order to actually understand what this book is saying, because the book says many different things, speaks very metaphorical, and people can add different branching books to this main book, and then in turn add sometimes even unnecessary philosophical meaning to a book that was just meant to be a book of what? A book of law. Now, keep in mind that the Bible is not a history book. most common misconception, especially in the community that studies the occult or occult science. Common misconception is that the Bible is, and this has a lot to do with reading too. A common misconception is that this book is a history book. This book has this book takes actually is taken away from in some aspects, yes. Historically, some of these things that they're talking about in the Bible actually happened, but it is very twisted up. It is very twisted up history, and you have to open up not your heart, your mind. A lot of people, when they're saying, "Oh, study a religious or a spiritual text," open up your heart. Open up your heart chakra. Open up your heart to what we're trying to tell you. When you cannot judge anything logically if you're looking at things from a purely compassionate perspective. You have to add some left brain thinking to this scenario, or this scenario, whatever you want to call it. So reading versus having someone else tell you or teach you something. You can get more information from reading than having somebody else teach you. This is basically what I'm trying to say. It's what I'm trying. So I encourage my viewers to read before they have anybody tell them anything behind any subject, because when you reading is just the key to knowledge, is the key to understanding what you need to understand. Okay, please read. Especially, I especially noticed when I was in school. I went to elementary school, middle school, then high school. Got in trouble in high school, and then stopped going. But what I noticed about school in general is, and I'm always going to be honest with you guys. I'm never going to lie to you. I'm not the type to lie. So, but what I noticed about school is there was a lot of teachers just telling you stuff, you're reading it out of a textbook, and then they're telling you it. And what I noticed is that they were doing more talking than reading. This is Brother Lau with Political Facts and Opinions. Of course, signing off. Like and subscribe for more videos, more content. I'll be doing more research into Egyptology, mathematics, my obsession. And of course, keep your head up. And I say to you all, namaste, peace, love, and blessings. And I'm out of here.